Are there any graduate students who still haven't found a job yet? Well, as someone who just graduated this year with a master's degree from a 211 university and has only been working for half a year, a lot of classmates and their parents have come to ask me about my job hunting experience. Actually, it wasn't easy to find a job during last year's fall recruitment either. Around this time last year, I also felt very lost, anxious, and helpless. And to be honest with everyone, during last year's fall recruitment around this time, I didn't have a single offer in hand. Was it because I wasn't working hard enough? I actually think I started job hunting very actively from September, sending out countless resumes, but in the end, they all disappeared without a trace. And then, whenever I had some free time, I also had to work on my graduation thesis. Our school is a bit different. It has a 2.5-year program, which means we graduate earlier than most schools. So our thesis defense and submission deadlines are all moved up, which ended up clashing perfectly with the fall recruitment season. And then there's the civil service and public institution exams. Some people ask why I don't just take those exams, as if it's that easy. Like if I take the test, I'll definitely get in. Let me tell you, not only did I take those exams, I even went into full-on nationwide exam mode, Nanjing, Anhui, and also positions in Suzhou, since I'm from Suzhou. Basically, I applied for every public institution and civil service position I was eligible for. And honestly, I really did travel long distances just to take those exams. But every time there were hundreds or even thousands of people competing for a single position. I feel like my chances of winning the lottery are higher than landing one of those jobs. And on top of that, every day I had to prepare resumes, get ready for interviews, study for exams, and work on my graduation thesis. Honestly, I was completely and utterly exhausted. Some people might say, well, you're just not good enough, your major isn't strong, your undergraduate degree isn't impressive, or you can't let go of your Yiji long gown, that kind of thing. What I want to say is when the parking lot is full, even if you're driving a Maserati, you still can't park because there are simply no spaces left. So to all my juniors, I want to tell you, don't be too hard on yourselves for not working hard enough, and don't regret your decision to go to graduate school or anything like that. There is never a right choice in life. What matters is making your own choice the right one. The current overall environment is the same for everyone, whether you can find a job or not, whether you've been working for many years, whether you're an employee or a boss. So just treat it all as an experience. As long as you've done your best, that's enough. Do everything you can and leave the rest to fate. Try to lower your expectations as much as possible. Focus on surviving first, on being able to support yourself. That's what's most important. Also, I actually think that for us college students, the biggest impact of not being able to find a good job as a fresh graduate isn't just about not finding a job itself. After all, these days, it's not like anyone is going to starve to death. The main issue is that at this most energetic and ambitious age, we end up losing confidence in life, losing hope for the future, and feeling incredibly disappointed with the world. Because from a young age, we've been taught that hard work pays off, and that knowledge can change your destiny. Knowledge is wealth, knowledge is power. But after we studied hard for more than 10 years, we finally put on the gown of Yiji, and then we graduated and told me, well, if you take off this gown, you can't even find a decent job. Take off this long gown first. So I have to ask, what was the point of us working so hard for the college entrance exam and graduate school, right? Sometimes when I see so many young parents nowadays noticing how hard it is for people like us to find jobs, they become even more obsessed with planning their children's futures. Now I see a lot of middle school and high school students who are still working just as hard as we did back then, or even harder. They have to get up at 5 in the morning for early classes and don't get home until 10 or 11 at night. I just want to say, even if you work that hard, you might not get into a 985 or 2111 university. And even if you do, so what? So I just feel, well, pretty helpless about all this planning. And we end up living in a world with huge disparities, where even if you give it your all, you might still not reach the starting line of some of your peers. So we really feel disappointed with life. And when it comes to things like getting married and having children, we also feel very weary. If you can't even find direction in your own life, how can you be a parent to a new life? I think that's especially irresponsible. So all we can do is numb ourselves and vent our desires through things like scrolling through short videos or playing games, these nipple entertainments. So I don't think we're a lost generation. We're just a very confused one.
The annual tuition is 10,800 yuan. After the interview, I was faced with a salary of just 2,500 yuan. Hello everyone, I'm the 2024 graduate student who posted yesterday about the interview offering only a 2,500 yuan salary. I spent last night reading through all of your comments. First of all, I want to clarify that I'm not targeting that school. The school is actually very good. The reason I posted that video was just a vent about the current job market and how degrees seem so devalued nowadays. I didn't expect it to spark such a heated discussion. Next, I want to talk about everyone's comments. I saw that many people said I can't take off Kong Yiji's long gown, and I admit that I really can't, because I spent more than 10 years on my undergraduate and graduate studies. I spent 7 years in total, and the tuition was 10,800 yuan per year. After my job interview, I was faced with a monthly salary of only 2,500 yuan. Everyone said to me, yesterday, everyone said I only deserved a salary of 2,500 yuan. I admit, back in college, I really only focused on studying. All I thought about was getting scholarships because my family wasn't well off, and I wanted to ease their burden a little. Maybe I wasn't very smart. I didn't try to start any kind of business or anything. I just did a few part-time jobs here and there, so I didn't really have any work experience. So when I started looking for a job and those HR people asked if I had any work experience, I honestly didn't. When you say I only deserve a salary of 2,500, I admit that I really don't have any work experience. And also, I'm from Jiangsu. I came to Shenyang because I don't want to go back home, since if I do, my relatives will ask, "Where are you working now? You spent so much money to get a master's degree. So how much are you earning?" The things my relatives say are really harsh, so I don't want to go back. When I just graduated in July, I took an exam for a government position as a 2024 fresh graduate for a teaching post. I made it to the interview stage. They needed 2 people for the interview, and I didn't pass. That period was really draining for me, and I just didn't want to take any more exams. I'm not posting this video to get everyone's sympathy. I just want to ask how many of you have truly stepped down from that pedestal, taken off your scholar's robe, and accepted an ordinary, low-paying job. Lastly, I want to thank the friends who gave me guidance and introduced me to job opportunities yesterday. I'll work on adjusting my mindset, lower my expectations, and look for a job where I can actually learn something. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, good evening everyone. I'm recording this video to talk a bit about my recent job hunting experiences. As an international student, I've recently had finals and job hunting overlap at the same time. These days, I get up early every day to go to the library and study, and in between, I squeeze in assessments or interviews whenever I can. Finally, after 3 months of job hunting, today I finally received my very first offer. Not the first in my life, but the first since I started this job search. However, this offer isn't exactly ideal. But given the current job market, I feel like I have to accept this offer and sign it. Even if I don't find a more satisfying job later, I'll still have to go to this company. Sorry, I just cried recently, so I'm a bit emotionally overwhelmed and my mind isn't very clear, which is why I'm not speaking very smoothly. Today, after thinking things over carefully, I realised that my whole life I've been striving to get into a good university and to reach higher places, but I don't really know what I truly like. When it comes to internships, I've had some experience too, but every internship has made me dislike the work I was doing. I haven't discovered my true interests. As for the things I do like because of my current situation, I can't fully devote myself to pursuing them. This makes me feel that even though I've made it to graduate school, and I've worked so hard just to find a job, and I've gotten into the graduate program at my ideal school, I still haven't been able to find my ideal job. On top of that, with the current state of society and how tough the job market is, I still don't have a clear direction that could help me find the job I really want. I just feel like all of a sudden, my life has lost its sense of hope. There's nothing to look forward to anymore, and I don't even know what the meaning is.
Guys, it's just really impossible to find a job. I worked so hard to get a graduate degree in bar studies, and I still can't find a job at all. When I was little, I thought I'd grow up to be someone truly amazing, but now that I'm grown up, I feel like I'm completely useless.
I graduated from a 211 university for my undergraduate and a 985 university for my master's. Both are top-tier universities, but with my major in celestial engineering, I can't find a suitable job. I've earnestly memorized vocabulary and recited them countless times. What should I do?
Dear friends, I was rejected from a job paying just 200 yuan a month after graduating with my bachelor's. Shouldn't I be the one rejecting this job? Why did they reject me? I sent my resume on Boss Jupin, and out of over 50 applications, only 2 companies responded for interviews. Most didn't reply, or just rejected me. Yesterday, I interviewed at the first company, offering 200 yuan monthly. After nearly 40 weeks, they said I'd have to rent a place and live together. He also shops for female celebrities daily. Aren't you worried? That's right. I give you 100 yuan as a high temperature allowance. Do you think he has a conscience? As for a raise, the second company didn't work out. It's a new company with few people, working out of a shop, with salaries from 1 to 1,800. But in Sichuan, with such poor capacity, I, a master's graduate, have been unemployed over half a year, and still haven't found a job. 98.75% of the resumes I've sent just disappeared. After turning 35, it's really like no one cares. I truly have sent a huge number of resumes. This morning I even saw that my hometown, Qingcheng Mountain, was recruiting monks, but as soon as I clicked in, I saw they also don't want anyone over 35. I even applied for some intern positions, but didn't get any of them. Can you believe that?
I'm talking about those intern positions that pay just 2,000 yuan.
So how hard is it to find a job these days? Hello everyone online.
I'm a graduate student who studied overseas. Right now I'm in Chengdu. I've been looking for a job for 3 months and still haven't found one. Out of 10 jobs on Boss Jipin, 9 of them are sales positions. There is one more. I can't even get it. It's basically also a sales job, but they just don't call it sales. Why is it like this? I was really at my wit's end, so desperate for a job that I even applied to be a security guard. But they said my education was too high, and they were afraid I'd quit after 2 months. I applied for jobs that matched my major. My field is electronic computer engineering. But they told me I didn't have any work experience and that they only hire people with at least 2 or 3 years of experience. In the end, I was really out of options. Where did I go? I even contacted the crematorium. There are funeral homes, but they said they're fully staffed and don't need me. Oh my God, it's just way too hard for me to find a job. Seriously. I hear you singing. I'm a graduate student from a top 100 QS-ranked university in the world, and even after 3 months in Chengdu, I still haven't found a job. Guys, have you had any better luck?